Did you know that every year the whole world consumes about 350 million tons of meat? Behind those fragrant slices of bacon, golden sausages, or that tasty pâté you eat every day, there is a closed-loop production system where every step is meticulously calculated to create thousands of products from animal meat. Today we are going to explore the operations inside these meat processing factories. North America is currently the leading region in bacon consumption, accounting for about 41% of the global market, and nowhere demonstrates this more clearly than the United States, the country with the largest bacon consumer market in the world. Bacon. On average, every American eats about 8 kilograms of bacon per year. The bacon's journey begins with preliminary processing. Pork carcasses are passed through high-temperature flames to remove any remaining hair and create an initial layer of smoky aroma. Once the hair has been treated, workers proceed to debone and cut the meat. Parts like the loin, ribs, and skin are separated, and the large pieces of meat continue to be trimmed into uniform rectangular blocks. Next comes the skin removal step. Meat is placed in a high-temperature oven to soften, which helps the outer layer of skin to be easily removed by a specialized machine in less than 2 seconds, before workers manually inspect to remove any excess skin or remaining fat. After the completion of preliminary processing, the meat enters the most important phase, salt curing. Instead of soaking the meat the traditional way, modern factories use the more efficient method of directly injecting the curing solution into the meat fibers using a series of ultra-sharp needles. The meat is left to rest from 30 minutes to 7 days for the flavor to develop. After curing, most commercially produced bacon is heat-treated in a convection oven. Compared to the traditional method that takes up to 3 days, this system can complete the process in about 6 hours. In the oven, sometimes manufacturers add liquid smoke to help the meat achieve the smoky flavor everyone loves. Leaving the oven, the meat moves to the finishing phase. First, the meat is fully cooled below 4 degrees Celsius to facilitate molding. The meat blocks are then pressed into molds and then placed in a high-speed slicing machine to create thin, uniform slices. Finally, the slices are stocked and vacuum-packed, ready to be distributed to consumers. Ham. The next product is ham. The global ham market is expected to continue growing, aiming for a size of $12.8 billion by 2035. Every day, factories receive thousands of fresh legs from slaughterhouses. As soon as they arrive, each one is inspected and sorted by size. Next, they are tossed in rotary machines for about 5 minutes to loosen the skin. Cutting machines remove the fat, skin, and bone, creating blocks of clean meat, ready for the salt curing stage. The solution of salt, sugar, and spices is injected directly by specialized equipment to uniformly permeate all the meat fibers. Afterwards, the legs are placed in large rotary drums where they are gently massaged for many hours to achieve complete tenderness. Next is the molding step. The ham is stuffed into a heat-resistant cotton net. This net keeps the ham block uniformly round throughout the cooking process. Then, everything is cooked in an oven or steam chamber. Some types of hams will be smoked to enhance the flavor. Immediately after leaving the oven, it is quickly cooled for 10 minutes before being transferred to the deep chilling area. This step not only prevents bacteria, but also helps the ham become firm enough to pass through the slicing machine without crumbling. Sliced ham products are cut by a precision-adjusted machine to the required thickness, ensuring each slice is identical in appearance and weight. Once the process is concluded, the ham is taken to the vacuum packaging line, which helps maintain flavor and texture for up to 3 months of refrigerated storage. Finally, each package is fully labeled with information and then transferred to refrigerated trucks for distribution to retailers. Sausages. Another popular type of meat product is sausage. According to forecasts, the average person will eat 1.8 kilograms of sausage this year. Global sausage production in 2024 is estimated at around 49 million tons. To create this colossal amount of sausages, the production process begins with cutting pork into blocks. The meat blocks are then fed into a high-capacity grinder that can process up to 2 tons per hour. The grinding phase is divided into 2 stages: coarse grinding to create a uniform size, and fine grinding at a speed of 3,000 to 5,000 rotations per minute to create the characteristic elastic mixture. The meat mixture is slightly cooled and then transferred to a vacuum mixer. Here, workers add various seasonings such as salt, pepper, sugar, emulsifiers, preservatives, flavor enhancers, and sometimes even egg yolks. When all ingredients are mixed, the meat mixture is ready to be stuffed into casings. Factories use two main types of casings: natural casings from animal intestines and artificial casings made of collagen or cellulose. Immediately after, an automatic twisting machine divides the sausage strand into equal sections, twisting the casing at fixed distances, creating the familiar shape we see every day. From here, the sausages enter the cooking phase by steam cooking or smoking, depending on the product line. After cooking, the sausages must be quickly cooled to stabilize the texture. Next, they are placed in a drying chamber to remove excess moisture, improve chewiness, and extend shelf life. The final stage is packaging and integration into the cold supply chain. The sausages are hermetically sealed and then stored in cold rooms at -7 degrees Celsius. This way, the sausages maintain their freshness and safety until they reach the consumers. Canned crab. The next product is canned crab. The global canned crab market was valued at $8.18 billion in 2025, and behind that number is an elaborate processing process. After each fishing trip, the crabs are quickly transported in containers to the factory. There, they are evaluated for quality and sorted by size. Next, the crabs are taken to the complete cleaning and washing phase to remove impurities, dirt, and surface bacteria. The crabs are steamed or boiled in large cauldrons. Once cooked, they are immediately cooled to prevent spoilage and help the meat firm up, which is beneficial for the upcoming processing stages. Workers separate the shell parts and extract the different types of meat. Due to the small amount of crab meat, this process requires dexterity and meticulousness to ensure the maximum recovery of every meat fiber. Once the crab meat meets the standard, it is placed into cans. Some facilities add brine or preservative liquid to enhance the flavor. The cans are hermetically sealed to remove air and prevent contamination. The sealed cans are taken to the sterilization phase and then cooled to stabilize the structure, flavor, and ensure food safety and hygiene. Once fully cooled, each can is labeled with complete information, from the production and expiration dates to the ingredients. Finally, they are packed in cardboard boxes and sold to the market. The price of canned crab varies significantly by type, ranging from $6 to $18 per can. Canned meat. The next place is the canned meat factory. From a dish served to medieval soldiers, today it has become an industry valued at $330 million. The meat cuts usually selected for canned meat are those with a moderate amount of fat, such as the brisket or round cuts from the rump and thigh. Upon arriving at the factory, the beef is inspected for quality and carefully trimmed, removing tendons and cartilage and cut into uniform pieces. After preliminary processing, the beef enters the brining process. The brine is made of water, salt, sugar, and sodium nitrate, sometimes with added spices. Next, they are tenderized in a rotary drum, which helps to stabilize and make the meat's texture more appealing before cooking.
When the brining process is complete, the meat is transferred for cooking. The meat is usually slow cooked for many hours, boiling or steaming to soften the muscle fibers and seal in all the flavor acquired during curing. After cooking and cooling, the meat is shredded, ground, or chopped into uniform pieces. These meat fibers will be inspected to remove remaining membranes or bone fragments. Next, the beef is chopped again, which helps the product maintain a smooth texture and solid shape when canned. The mixture will blend these meat fibers with beef fat and spices. One cycle can create up to 2,350 portions of canned meat. The final step is packaging. The canned meat and brine are packed into cans that then pass through a sterilization and cooling system. The finished cans are labeled with stored information and ready for distribution to wholesalers, retailers, and consumers worldwide. Pâté. Next, let's explore the pâté production process. Along with the trend of consuming processed foods, the global pâté market is growing strongly, with a forecast to reach $1.2 billion by 2025. The main ingredient for making pâté is liver. Upon arriving at the factory, the liver, along with auxiliary ingredients such as fresh cream, butter, vegetables, and spices, are thoroughly inspected for quality. Each liver must weigh between 500 and 700 grams, have a uniform beige color, and a firm, smooth texture. The liver is then taken to the cutting and trimming room, maintained at a temperature of 12 degrees Celsius, where skilled workers spend up to 15 minutes individually removing every blood vessel, membrane, and spot. At the same time, the aromatic herbs are washed and then cut into 5mm pieces to ensure the flavor mixes evenly during cooking. When the ingredients are ready, the cooking process begins. The liver is seared at 180 degrees Celsius for 3 to 4 minutes to caramelize the surface. In parallel, the butter is heated to 140 degrees Celsius and then used to sauté the vegetables for 8 to 10 minutes, which helps release the aroma and natural sweetness of the vegetables. When these two components are cooked, they're transferred to an industrial mixing system that can process up to 200 kilograms per batch, where the mixture is kept at a stable temperature of 60 degrees Celsius for a smooth emulsification of the fat. Next, the mixture passes through specialized grinding equipment to ensure the smoothness of the finished product. The next step is seasoning. When the seasonings are mixed, the pâté is placed into specialized drums for vacuum mixing, removing any remaining air bubbles. Finally, the pâté is aseptically packed with a capacity of 3,000 cans per hour, then sterilized at 72 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes and cooled to 4 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. The product is transported at a temperature of 4 degrees Celsius. From raw material selection to the goods leaving the factory, the entire process takes only 72 to 96 hours. Beef jerky. If pâté is frequently used with bread for breakfast, beef jerky is the most popular afternoon snack. The beef jerky market is growing rapidly, with about 132 million Americans consuming beef jerky and meat snacks in 2024. Lean cuts like the round and flank are frequently used to make beef jerky. First, the meat is carefully cleaned, removing all excess fat and sometimes even treated with a centrifuge to completely remove remaining blood and liquid. Next, workers place the meat in an automatic cutting machine to create slices about 5 millimeters thick. These slices are then marinated with a seasoning mixture, including salt, black pepper, brown sugar, sodium nitrate, garlic powder, onion powder, and some other flavorings. Some companies also use a mixer. The meat is marinated for 24 hours so that the flavor deeply penetrates every fiber. Next, the meat is taken to the smoking and drying phase. Workers distribute the meat on stainless steel rods attached to racks, where each rack can hold almost 100 rods. The smoker is maintained at a low temperature of about 80 degrees Celsius and operates continuously for over 8 hours, gradually removing moisture and infusing the characteristic smoke smell. During this process, the meat can lose over 75% of its initial weight, meaning that from 1 kilogram of fresh meat, only about 100 grams of finished beef jerky remains. After smoking, optional flavors can be added to the meat. The most popular types include teriyaki, spicy barbecue, and garlic. When finished, each portion of beef jerky is packaged in airtight packages, which helps extend the shelf life for up to 1 year or even more than 14 months without refrigeration.
Meatballs. The final product is the meatball. Various types of meat, such as chicken, pork, lamb, beef, and even fish, are used to produce meatballs. In the factory, the meat is stored at a temperature of -4 degrees Celsius to -1 degrees Celsius to ensure food safety. When processing begins, these meat blocks are cut into slices using a frozen meat slicing machine, which facilitates subsequent handling. From here, the sliced meat is transferred to a frozen meat grinder to form small meat particles. Next, the meat mixture is placed in a chopper to cut evenly and further reduce the size, and then transferred to a meat mixer. Here, high-speed rotary agitators loosen the meat fibers, creating a much smoother and fluffier meat mass. During this process, sugar, salt, and pork fat are added to create flavor and aid in binding. Next is the molding phase. The meat mixture is fed into a meatball forming machine. The mechanism simulates the manual rolling action, creating uniformly round meatballs at an extremely high speed, reaching 100 to 300 meatballs per minute. As soon as they're molded, the meatballs fall directly into hot water to blanch. In water at 60 to 70 degrees Celsius, the meatballs acquire their initial shape and are then transferred to cook at 75 to 95 degrees Celsius to kill most of the bacteria. After cooking, the meatballs are cooled to preserve all the flavor before moving to the preservation process. Finally, the finished meatballs are taken to the packaging line. Each batch of products is packed into bags, organized into cardboard boxes, and prepared for consumption. Depending on market demand, they can be sold immediately as fresh or stored in freezers. Every slice of bacon, every can of pâté, or every small meatball is the result of a series of quality control stages, preservation techniques, and accumulated experience over many generations in the trade. The meat processing industry doesn't just create food, it generates jobs, drives livestock production, and keeps the agricultural supply chain running stably. But at the same time, it also raises questions about safety, efficiency, and the way we will consume meat in the future. So in your opinion, what should the meat processing industry prioritize in the next 10 years? Productivity or sustainability? Please share your opinion.